Hello, hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we are finishing out honoring our Artist of the Month for July 2020, the one, the only Asia songbird, Miss Regine Velasquez Alcacid. Before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to my followers over on Patreon. I cannot begin to thank you for all your support, and hopefully I'll continue to make content you'll want to support in the future. Now, it's been such a fun week honoring her. I wish I could have reacted to some more things from her this week, but it's just been really busy at work, so I just didn't have the time to. But that means I'm just gonna have to make it up sometime next week or the week after that, because I'm gonna keep on reacting to Regine, because I love reacting to her. I love her vocals. I love just about everything about her. So I figured we would close out, honoring her this month with one of my highest requested reactions from her. I've had people send this to me on Facebook. I've had people request it on Instagram. I've had people put it in the comments on YouTube, send it to me on Twitter. I've had patrons request for me to react to this. So we're just gonna dive in because so many of y'all want to see it. And it is Regine Velasquez singing Reasons by Earth, Wind & Fire. Now, on my way home from work today, I did go listen to the Earth, Wind & Fire version of this song, just because I wasn't sure if I knew the song or not, because the name didn't ring any bells. I'm familiar with Earth, Wind & Fire, but the song title didn't ring any bells to me, and I just want to see. I want to have some frame of reference to see what Regine does with the song, because I've heard Regine cover a lot of people, but Earth, Wind & Fire isn't necessarily an artist that I would think Regine would go to cover. It's they're not artists I would necessarily associate with one another. So the fact that she did cover it, and the fact that so many of you guys want me to react to it, tells me that she does something amazing with it. And when I listen to it, and actually I think I'm going to react to Earth, Wind & Fire singing it live too, because the recorded version is just it was a jam. It's just a smooth groove and whatnot, but some of the vocals he was giving me was something insane, and I want to hear that live too. But let's see what Regine does with this song.
I'm craving your body. Is this real? Temperature's rising. I don't wanna be. I'm in the wrong place to be real. Oh, longing to love you just one night, kissing and hugging and holding you tight. Please let me love you with all my might. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we feel our feelings won't disappear. After the love game has been played, all illusions are just a parade, and all the reasons start to fade.
It's just a groove.
In the morning when I rise, no longer being hypnotized for no reason, a reason had no pride. After all,
Come on with this restless.
Can't find no reason.
Okay, Miss Queen Regine. So there is only one minute thing in this that I would change, and it is the slightest, most minute thing. And it's not even, she didn't even do anything badly. It's just I would have done a vowel modification. I would have modified the vowel to a different thing. So here, that very last note that, well, I can't hit that. I'm not warmed up right now, and even if I was, I probably wouldn't hit it. It wouldn't sound very good, but it sounded good. It sounded great. I would have personally kept it on an ooh, because she was already on an ooh. The ooh, and I would have just kept it on a ooh, just because for me it's easier to hit higher, some of those higher notes on a ooh sound than it is for me on a, what was that, a sort of EA combination sound that she's sorry, but yeah, it's easier for me to hit those on an ooh than that sound, and I feel like the ooh would have sounded a little bit more, I guess delicate's kind of the word I'm looking for, just because like that ending of the song, like it's not a big belty thing, otherwise she could have belted it. It just felt, the way the music kind of tapered off and was just coming to a nice little, I don't know how to describe, but it just, the music was just kind of subtly fading out, subtly tapering off, and like I feel like the ooh would have just been a softer release, just to go with how the music was kind of ending out. But like I said, just being really nitpicky and whatnot, because the I don't know why I keep doing it, I'm sorry. I apologize. But like that vowel, it sounded a tad bit harsh in comparison to that, just for my own personal taste. But it still sounded great, still sounded fantastic. But girl, I love what she did with it. Like I said, Earth, Wind, and Fire is not really any artist that I would think to, mix with Regine. Like I wouldn't, like I know Regine in my head, she's one of those power ballad singers, one of those big belty whatever type singers, and she's master storyteller. We've talked about this many times over. But if you told me she's covering Celine Dion, sure, I believe it. You told me she's covering Whitney Houston, absolutely. She's covering Kelly Clarkson, she's covering, all these other amazing female singers, absolutely, I will believe you. But you tell me she's covering Earth, Wind, and Fire, that just comes out of left field for me. I'm like, okay, it's just not that Earth, Wind, and Fire aren't bad, because Earth, Wind, and Fire are some badass musicians. They are badass singers, badass performers. Like, they are fantastic musicians all around, for and whatnot. So it's not saying that they're not on par with Regine or anything like that. It's just a genre of music that I wouldn't associate with Regine, or I wouldn't think to associate with Regine. So that being said, I love what she did. I love how the song sat in her voice, because like I mentioned briefly at the beginning, like the song, it's a smooth groove. It's not anything that's getting people hype. It's not a dance song. It's not really a ballad. It's just a nice, just smooth groove. You just want, it's like Hitch says in the movie, you're just right here. You're right here. You're not dancing all crazy. You just here. You sway. You might cross your arms. It's just a nice little groove. It just puts you in a mood and just makes you feel easy and calm and whatnot. And the original singer in Earth, Wind, and Fire who sang it, like obviously a male, but he sang it very much in a head voice falsetto the entire time, which I can't wait to watch that live, to hear it live, because I know for me as a man, singing falsetto for an entire song is exhausting. But that's just not where my voice isn't made to be up there that long. My voice is made to be down here in my chest and to make, visits up there in my head voice. So to, sing an entire song up in that kind of a high falsetto head voice and whatnot. And then there was, the one point where he jumps up and does like the higher note and whatnot that Regine chose to belt there in the middle, which I was like, yes, Queen, made me whip out my fan. I loved it. I loved her choice to belt that versus keep it in a like a lighter head voice. I just loved how the song sat her voice, because I wasn't sure how it was going to be, because like since it was originally sung by a man and he was singing it in a falsetto, it's really impressive to have a man sing it in that falsetto as amazingly and successfully as, you know, the original artist did. But sometimes those songs don't always translate to women sing it. Like sometimes when women go to sing it, it just sits in a very normal, ordinary place for them, because like the man's falsetto just kind of overlaps with like the women's, you know, mid chest voice sometimes, not always. It varies from singer to singer, and you know how their range is different, all that kind of stuff. But sometimes it doesn't always translate well when a song originally sung by a man in a falsetto gets then sung by a woman, or vice versa, when a song sung by a woman is then, you know, sung by a man and he has to do all in the falsetto. It doesn't always translate. So here I wasn't sure if it was going to be one of those cases where like it was going to sound good, but it wasn't going to sound like anything particularly challenging or particularly amazing, because it just sat in an ordinary place in her voice. But like I've said, I love where it sat in her voice. I love just how many different shades of her head voice got used throughout this performance, because there were flips into a light falsetto, there were, you know, the higher, I don't think they were really whistle notes, but they were higher, just the higher head voice notes. There were the stronger heady belts, and like, you know, there were just so many different dynamics, so many different colors of her head voice that were used in this performance, and I loved it. I loved it. And she looked gorgeous. She looked stunning. The first second I saw her, I'm like, you better work. Like this hair that's just loosely tousled off to the side, and it just looks like that just rolled out of bed look that you spent hours trying to achieve. Like you want it to look so natural and effortless, but you spend hours trying to make it look that way rather than how you actually look when you roll out of bed. That Hollywood rolled out of bed look, you know. So it just looked natural, easy breezy, and gorgeous. The dress just fit her. It was nice and slinky, and it just kind of went with the song. It was a nice groove performance and fantastic vocals from Regine. But you know, we come to expect these. We know she's not going to give you fantastic vocals. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I hope you guys did too. Thank you so much for all of the requests for it. I hope the reaction lived up to your expectations. If it did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you would like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah. Before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. I love you guys. Hey guys, don't forget to check out the playlist on my channel for all of your favorite reaction videos. We've got playlists for Morissette Amon, Kelly Clarkson, Katrina Velarde, Tori Kelly, and more, so be sure to check them out.